Hello yogis, today's class is a yin yoga class for the full moon, and our class today is designed to ground you. This class is great to practice anytime the moon is in a water sign, such as Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Water signs tend to bring up a lot of emotions, so a lot of the time when we have the moon in a water sign, it's great to do a grounding practice. So we'll begin in a comfortable seated position on your mat and just begin to notice your breath here. See if you can deepen your inhale and your exhale. Take a moment to connect with your body and just to notice how your body is feeling today. And take a moment here to visualize the full moon. Imagine that it's directly over you and that there's a beam of silver light shining all the way from the full moon to your body. Notice how this feels. How can you utilize this full moon energy for healing and growth? Sit with this full moon energy for several moments. Allow the energy to expand from your body out onto your yoga mat and into the room where you're practicing today. Slowly open your eyes. We'll make our way into our first posture, sleeping swan. Starting with your right leg, you'll bring your right heel to the outside of your left hip and extend your left leg straight back behind you. You may want to place a block underneath the right bum. Square yourself toward the front of your mat. You can keep that right heel in toward the left hip, or if you're a little more flexible, you can bring your shin parallel. Just ensure that you flex the right ankle here to protect your knee. Take your time finding a position that's comfortable, and then slowly begin to lower down. Maybe bring your forehead to a block. Breathe deeply into your hips here. Sleeping swan is associated with the second chakra, Swadhisthana chakra. This chakra is also associated with the water element and emotions. So if the full moon is in a water sign, don't be surprised if you have some emotions that come up here as you hold this posture. The key is to continue to breathe slow and steady, especially if you're experiencing any emotions that are difficult or challenging. Keep your body in this relaxed state. by breathing from the low belly all the way up into the chest, nice and slow. If your mind starts to wander with the long hold, just return back to the steadiness of your breath. Or you can return to that visualization of that silver full moon energy healing and grounding you. Slowly begin to transition out of this posture. You can take any little wiggles you need here before we switch sides. Maybe giving the hips a little wiggle from side to side. Any motions that feel good and appropriate for your body. And then slowly switch sides. Bring your left heel outside your right hip. Maybe taking the block under the left bum. You can keep your left heel in toward the right hip. Or if you have more open hips, you can bring your left shin parallel. Flex through your left ankle. Take your time finding a position that's comfortable for you. And then slowly begin to make your way toward your elbows. Rest your forehead on your block. And take a moment here to notice any difference between sides. Perhaps there's even a different emotion or feeling on this side. Just take it in. And again, if you find that you're coming across any difficult or challenging emotions, come back to that slow and steady breath. Starting the inhale at the low belly, allowing it to fill up the low belly into the mid-abdomen, all the way up into the chest. And then exhaling, pressing all the air out, nice and slow. If your mind has started to wander, bring your awareness back to your body and to your breath. Slowly begin to transition out of this posture. And again, take any little wiggles you need to here. Moving your body in any way that calls to you. Our next posture is going to be a squat, so you'll need 1 or 2 blocks. You're going to bring your feet nice and wide, turn the toes out, and then sit down onto your block or 2 blocks. Maybe you even want to have a blanket underneath for more support. And if you're able, bring your hands to heart center, or you can release your arms down in front of you. Imagine a straight line of energy from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone here. In this posture, we're again opening up the second chakra. And a great question to ask yourself here is, what do I need to feel so that I can heal? Take a few more deep breaths here. Send healing energy to your body. Gently transition to reclined butterfly pose. And if you'd like, you can add in a heart opener, as I'll be demonstrating using 2 blocks. One block will be on the low setting, and the other block will be on the medium setting. Maybe you want to cover the block where your head will rest with a blanket. You'll have to adjust your blocks. As you lower down, you'll bring that first block just below your shoulder blades, and then bring the second block underneath the head so that you're resting the back of your head on the block. Turn your palms up toward the sky. Bring the soles of your feet together and allow your knees to fall toward the earth. If this is at all uncomfortable, you can always take this pose without the blocks and allow your spine to be flat on the earth. In the previous postures, we brought awareness to our emotions. And now here we can begin to really promote healing. Come back to that visualization of the full moon with its silver beam of light. And now imagine that that silver beam is going directly into your heart center, your Anahata chakra. It's here that we hold unconditional love. And feel that silver light radiating from your heart center, embracing you with love. And then imagine that that love spreads through your entire body and your entire being, healing you, grounding you. Throughout the duration of this posture, keep your focus and awareness on the sensation of love. Gently and mindfully begin to make your way out of this posture. Our final pose is legs up the wall. You may want your blanket for behind your head. You'll scoot your hips towards your wall as close as you can get them. Then send your legs up the wall in any position that's comfortable. Bring your blanket underneath your head. Your palms can rest at your side, or they can come to your belly, or any other position that's comfortable. We took the time in this class to feel, to heal, and now it's time to ground. Legs up the wall is one of the most grounding postures you can do. Take a moment to imagine that your body has roots, and that these roots extend from your body deep down into the earth, grounding you and rooting you to this place and this moment. Keep your eyes closed and slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Perhaps reach your arms up and then hug your knees towards your chest. Gently roll onto either side in the fetal position for a couple of breaths. Take your time, there's no rush. Gently press yourself back to a comfortable seated position on your mats. Bring your hands to your hearts. Bow your head slightly. Thank you so much for joining me for this full moon practice. Namaste.